Hello, class. We're going to start solving a quadratic equation using two different methods. One way we're going to do factoring, and the other one quadratic using the quadratic formula. The easiest way in this particular problem is factoring. Okay, remember the first one times the first one is supposed to give you x squared. So there's only one choice, which is x. X times x will give you x squared. Now the second one times the second one is supposed to be 22. So let's make choices. How do you get 22? It's either 1 times 22, it will be 2 times 11, and I don't think there's another choice. Or it could be the reverse, 22 times 1 or 11 times 2. Let's use the first one. 1 times 22. Remember, in class, we do the happy face. The multiplication on the inside is 1 times x is 1x. The multiplication of the outside will be 1 times 22. That will give you 22x. This sign over here is telling me that I need to add the multiplication to get the middle number. But if I add 1 plus 22 will give me 23. So that means this is not the correct choice. I need to use the second one. So this choice here is out. Let me use the second choice. Two times 11. So let's multiply. 2 times x, 2x. 1 times 11, 11x. Now the addition of these two multiplications will give me 13x, which is what I'm looking for. But and both are positives, so I need plus 2, plus 2. Okay, that's only the factoring part. Now let's solve for x. Each parenthesis equal to 0. And solve for x, you need to do minus 11, minus 11. X will be negative 11. That's one solution. Now let's do the other parenthesis. X plus 2 equals 0. Now let's solve for x. You do minus 2 and minus 2. 0 minus 2 will give me negative 2. Okay? And the way you're going to submit your answers is you place your first solution, you put a comma, put the second solution. That's how you plug in your answers. Okay, now we're going to solve the same problem using the quadratic formula. Remember, the solution when we're doing factoring, it was negative 2, negative 11. I'm going to demonstrate that using the quadratic formula will give you the same solution. First thing you need to do, find A, B, and C. And the quadratic always use this form. Okay? A is always the number next to the x squared. In this case, you don't see a number. It's like an imaginary one. So A, be 1. B is the number next to the x, which is in this case is 13. And C, it will be your constant. Now let's plug in these numbers into the quadratic formula. Negative b, which is negative 13, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times the value of a times c. A is 1 and c is 22. Two times the value of a, 2 times 1, and let's solve for this. So next step, using the calculator, we need to solve this number. We can plug in everything in one step. Negative 13 plus or minus the square root. 2 times 1 will give you 2. And just give me a minute. Let me go get my calculator. Okay, I got my calculator. I already typed what I have inside the square root. If you notice, I type it exactly the way I wrote it in the whiteboard. I type it exactly where it is. So when I do enter, I'm getting equal to 81. So this is 81. Now, we know that the square root of 81 is equal to 9. So next step, instead of having a square root of 81, just put 9. Because square root of 81 is 9. Equal over 2. From here, we need to get two solutions. One using the plus and another one using the negative. Let me do that over here. One solution will be negative 13 plus 9 over 2. The other solution will be negative 13 minus 9 divided by 2. Negative 13 plus 9 will give me a negative 4. Negative 13 minus 9, that will give me negative 22. 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2, but negative. 22 divided by 2 will give me negative 11. If you notice, this answer is the same as we had before. Okay, class, demonstrate either by factoring or using the quadratic formula, we get the same solution. So in a test, if they don't ask you what method to use, you can use either way. Okay? Thank you. I'll see you next Thursday.